Welcome back to another edition of the Horn Report. I'm very impressed. I think we've done this 5 weeks in a row. Enrique was here last year for I think we did 2 weeks, and we were just like, screw it, crappy season. But we are back, 5-7. We just Kansas. We don't give a crap. We are here. How's everybody doing? We were just talking about this, but you guys both have lollipops that you're messing with right now.
Damn right.
Yeah, so Landon's got a blow pop, and Enrique's got one of them. Like, you go to the bank and
it's not a bank one, dude. It's
the bank, the dum dums at the bank.
That one's scary pop.
The one where you're like, just hand the kid, and you're like, please stop running around the bank. Here, have a lollipop, kid. That's the one JP has. Where I was saying, the old I think that's not a dum dum. Whatever that one is where that Indian was shooting the star and it was like 25 cents. A Tootsie Pop one. Bam, that's what it is. Speaking of which, my wife just grabbed our kids' candy. Throw me one, babe. What you got? Oh, big throw. Three Musketeers. Everybody, what are our take on the Three Musketeers?
That's got to be the worst chocolate ever invented.
The worst chocolate ever invented. Dude, it's so light and fluffy. Listen,
I can think of at least 13
Milky
chocolates.
Way. Milky Way is the best, by the way. There's so much caramel in a Milky Way. And then Twizzlers are great. I'm a big Twizzler guy.
Yeah, basic, but all right. If you're just like on a road trip or something, trying to pass
Almond
time,
Joys? What are you, 60?
I'm a sucker.
Almond Joys as a kid.
They're incredible.
JP, I'll trade you one Milky Way for 4 Almond Joys.
We might have to shut this podcast down if we're going to talk about Three Musketeers and Almond Joys. This is
Tope
crazy.
Amade available? Like, can he come on?
He probably would love it, to be honest. We need to get him on here.
Reese's, Snickers, and Kit Kats. Don't overcomplicate it. It's really not that difficult.
All right, so this is what we didn't get to hand out candy, obviously, because we're in Asheville. We bought our house last week in Coleman.
Oh, you guys are those homeowners who just turn the lights off and go to sleep.
We left the lights on, and our friends are texting us. They're like, "What assholes leave their lights on in the rich part of town and doesn't open the door?" So my wife is now buying king size candies, and we're just going to sit on them for a year and hand out king size candy. Do you guys have like a neighborhood or a house? When we grew up, it was the Albertsons. The Albertsons, if you've ever heard of Albertsons, like grocery store.
Yeah,
from Boise, and they would always hand out king size Hershey's, and so the entire city would go there. Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah, there's a house. I saw this house that had like multiple, probably 12 different Halloween decorations that were the size, like height wise, the size of their house. It was the coolest house I've ever seen, but. Word on the street was those guys had the full size candy bars too, like multiple different buckets, just right. So they go all out, but it was cool to see that.
See, I want to decorate. I want to decorate and have like a haunted house thing because we've got this giant driveway. Yeah, that seems like a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and those things are crazy expensive. Like you get a life size Halloween decoration, like the size of an average man, like a 6 foot tall demon or whatever you want to put in your front yard. Them things are
Did you see the one where they had this like 13-foot skeleton in their front yard and some lady tried to pull up in like an expedition and steal it?
Shut up.
And couldn't figure out how to get it in her
Good
car.
luck fitting 13. Yeah. Ain't no expedition 13 feet long.
So funny. All right. Enough about. Okay. Did you dress up, by the way, boys?
Oh, of course. Absolutely.
I was the Joker. My wife was Harley Quinn, and our son was Batman.
Stud.
Thank you. For not having a lot of materials, I think we did okay. Landon, what did you dress up as?
We were similar to you guys. We were Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and Super Baby. So had to get the little one involved in the trio. Yeah, I
love that you didn't do like Superman, Clark Kent, and Supergirl. Good for you. Yeah, you kept it in the Super Baby.
Yeah.
Last year, JP Enchilada, you were Space Jam, which I feel is like a you and the girlfriend were Space Jam last year.
Yeah, that's a classic one. That's a good one.
That's an easy go-to. Like, you put a bandana by the jersey, get a basketball, call it a day.
Yeah,
Bugs Bunny
and comfy.
Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, Bugs and what's the girl bunny name?
Lola.
Lola, right?
Yeah, especially in Texas too, because you can really get because usually at Halloween time in Texas it's still like 70 degrees outside. So
yeah, it's either 80 degrees or it's like 40 and like freezing, dude. All right, what were you enchilada? Were you an enchilada? Please tell me you're an enchilada.
Thought about it. I did think about it. I wanted to be a green chili enchilada, but we went with we were Fred and Daphne from Scooby Doo. I didn't have much say so in it. Had some stuff going on like job wise, bunch of like different things going on, and we got into some serious arguments about our Halloween costume and my lack of effort for that. So I'm going to send her this part and say I shouted you out on the podcast.
Yeah, trust me, I feel you on that. I got coerced into wearing Christmas pajamas the day or 2 days after Halloween, so I feel you on that. Sometimes you just got to take one for
You're already wearing Christmas gear?
We're already decorated here, man. We don't. Yeah, I'll have the lights on the house this weekend. Yeah.
Oh my God! It's not even we haven't even hit Thanksgiving. What? I know. What is going on? What are you guys doing?
A lot of people are that way, man. As soon as Halloween's over, straight to Christmas. We got to actually probably do a poll about that. Like,
we should.
What percentage of people skip the Thanksgiving decorations altogether?
My wife, I put the lights up at our house once and was like, after that, I quit doing it because I was like, this is stupid. We're in this kind of I got one of those like little light things that go up onto the house, but like. I mean, we've got this big old house now. I'm gonna have to decorate and put out like
this big old house.
And, man,
they flex.
Here's the best part. Here's the best part. Since we're bouncing around Airbnb to Airbnb. I don't have to put up a Christmas tree. I don't have to.
See, look, you lucked out. Look at that.
I did. No ornaments. Here's the deal, though. I did buy 2 Hallmark ornaments at CVS the other day. Darth Vader and Spider-Man. Why? Because I was like, we at least still got to buy the ornaments because we'll be at the in-laws' house. So, okay, that's enough. Look at us spending 7 minutes on non-UT football talk. Good for us. Good for us.
We're killing it. Off to a good start.
You know what? We're real people. We're real boys.
Real quick, can we restructure the poll? I wanted to just clarify. What percentage of people vote Christmas lights before Thanksgiving or after? So before or after?
Are we? No. You guys, you wore pajamas on November 2nd. I don't want to hear. That's not
a different level.
The poll is:
do
you start celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving?
Well, I know we are the weird ones. Like we are the exception. I'm trying to figure out like what the norm is. You know, do people do Christmas lights before Thanksgiving or after?
Dude, the norm is that you don't do anything. Why are we just skipping Thanksgiving? Thanksgiving.
I love Thanksgiving. It's not my choice. Sometimes the wife gets the way.
The fact that it's not sometimes, dude. It's all the time.
Always.
But okay, we'll do the poll. Do you start decorating your house for Christmas before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving?
Yep, that's the poll. That'll
be the poll. Also, I think we could start doing, once we figure out our YouTube situation, as we have like 2 episodes that aren't even on there yet, we can do live shows where people can kind of jump in.
Yeah, that's going to be ideal. Yeah.
That's the play, boys. Just, live shows, come in, shoot it, drop it, top it, talk it. Let's, all right.
Yeah.
It's a kid's show, JP. Enchilada, you son of a gun.
Shoot the shoot, man. Shoot the shoot.
I mean, the last episode was definitely not a kids episode with the rants and the raves.
Well, that's what happens when you play second half football the way Texas did. But anyways, moving on. The bye week now.
Speaking of moving on, let's jump into it. All right. You got Texas going up to Kansas State. How are we feeling? How do we think that, JP, you got any insight on how the boys are doing? What the mentality is? I'm going to jump straight to you.
Yeah, no, super excited. I think I'm feeling excited for this game. I've still got quite a few of the guys on social media. It looks like it was a loose week, which I think a lot of fans, they'd probably say, no, they should be full pads for 7 days straight and hitting. Well, calm down, right? But super excited. I think the guys are loose. I think the guys are excited. I talked with Christian Jones, right tackle. Guy's seen the most calm I've heard him since I've known him. I think the guys realize that if they play conference football, if if they play complimentary football to finish the season, but again, we're going to focus on K-State. They go up there to Manhattan, play complimentary football, and play not perfect football, right? Not perfect. Understand that things are going to happen. It's going to be a good game, and it's going to be a good night for Longhorn Nation. But personally, I'm feeling good. The bye couldn't have come at a better time. It really couldn't have.
Absolutely, yeah.
Never mind,
no doubt.
win or loss to Oklahoma State, whether we win that game or we lose that game, I think it is a perfect time. Get our legs back underneath us. So to answer your question, super excited for this game. Lando, how you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling refreshed after a stress-free Saturday off. I actually napped for 6 hours during the day Saturday. I didn't watch very much, if any, college football that day. It was nice to just kind of unwind and not be stressed for 4 quarters, which turns into oftentimes in college football, as we well know, more than 4 hours. So it's like a full day, basically, when your team is playing. So honestly, yeah, you said it, the bye couldn't have come at a better time. That's really the only thing at this point that gives me any sort of confidence going into Manhattan after what, the sour taste that was left in our mouth from the second half of the Oklahoma State game. Getting Jaleel Billingsley, finding more ways to utilize 12 personnel with him and Jatavion Sanders, that's going to be key for me. I'll be interested to see how that plays out. And then honestly, just helping Quinn stay more comfortable by continuing to dominate the running game and handing the ball to number 5 and obviously to number 2 with Roshan, that dynamic duo. I think we're going to also see, and you can speak to this as well, that with K-State's defense that they like to deploy, it's the same thing that we saw against Iowa State, right? So 3 down, they like to drop 8 in coverage oftentimes and get more of their smaller personnel involved in slowing down the pass game. That's kind of what it's designed to do. If you have 3 big bodies that can win and command double teams, that works, right? So if you get Andre Kark more involved and 12 and even sometimes 13 personnel out there, if you want, I'll be curious to see if we start to pivot away from more of the play action deep shot and try to just with as much success as we've had running the football. I want to see more stuff in the quick passing game, shallow to even behind the line of scrimmage, the quick stuff. Get Jordan Whittington the ball in space. Get even Xavier Worthy involved in the screen game. Brennan Thompson now. There's 4 games left, guys, right? So what does that mean? The guys that haven't played a bunch, these freshmen, these talented kids, time to get their feet wet, and some of them haven't even seen a single snap yet, so they can play all 4 games, meaningful reps, and still preserve their red shirt. So I'm curious to see if we start to see some young guys get involved, and outside of that, just continuing to do what this Texas offense does best right now, which is run the football. So it's going to be fun.
I would love to see Quinn get under center and hike the ball and hand off. We do all these plays of these counters and everything, and it's all from the pistol or it's from the shotgun, and I get it. That's like the semi-air raid, whatever, and it is what college football is, today.
That's probably all he's ever done too, huh? I doubt he was ever under center in high school.
Can we practice some under center and, some pro style to where you can go under there, turn around and hand the ball off. So these guys are already going downhill when they get the ball. Could you imagine? I mean, that would be my one qualm, but kind of to your point, you got 4 games left. Any of these kids that haven't played yet, let's go. Michael Taft, shout out Michael Taft, by the way, walk-on free safety who's playing almost every game on special teams. He's playing in meaningful downs, right?
That's a kid that gets it, man. He gets it.
I think he's going to earn a scholarship, and I think he's going to be the back end and then for the next 2 or 3 years. I bet he's a 4-year guy.
Yeah.
He'll be there and he'll play. Real quick, I wanted you guys' take on this. We didn't talk about it last week. Klubernick, who came out of Westlake, who went to Clemson, right?
Yep.
Do you view that as a miss if you're a Texas fan, seeing that he came in and what he was able to do as a true freshman? Do you view that as a miss? Or because this was before, or this was when we got Quinn, right? So I'm sure there's some people out there thinking oh man, well, we didn't even try for that guy, right? What's your take on that?
Go ahead, JP.
I think anytime you miss out with top tier talent within a 5-mile, 10-mile radius of Austin, this can be considered a miss. But I don't think we're worried about it right now with the situation we've got and the depth we've got at quarterback. I think if it was different and we didn't have who we've got right now or who we've got coming in, then yeah, I think we'd be looking at it a little bit more, stressed out. But again, I don't look at it as a miss. But like I said, anytime you lose, an elite quarterback that's in your backyard, I think it can qualify as a miss.
So, okay, refresh my memory here, because I'm like, when the season starts, I'm completely out of the loop on recruiting. I'll be straight up with that. But I want to say, did Klubnik ever receive a Texas offer?
I don't know if he did or not.
I don't think we offered him, right?
I don't think
So, I mean, in my mind, we can't qualify it necessarily as a miss if he was, really option C behind Quinn and Arch Manning.
Yeah.
And I know that Arch is obviously a different class. He's still a senior in high school at this point, but Texas also took Malik Murphy, which was
So it would have been
essentially
Malik Murphy over him is what we did, basically.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'd have to go back and refresh my memory on the timeline of a lot of these events, but yeah, I mean, it's. I know a lot of people.
So
have
let me follow it up
with
with this, right? Let me follow it up with this. Next year, right? And I know we're still in this year, but you got to start thinking about it now because early signing period's coming in like a month, right? A month and a half. What is it now? December 3rd or something like that? December 16th or something? Yeah. Which, I mean, February 3rd, 2nd, and 3rd now is meaningless, right? I mean, you might get one or two, maybe a little flip here and there. The quarterback room, as it sits now, right? And this is something obviously, we'll keep talking games and stuff. But let's just talk about it while we're here. You're gonna have, as the list goes down, Quinn, Hudson, Malik, Charles Wright, Arch Manning.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5.
Stacked room.
That's
Someone's
stacked.
Gonna head out.
Be realistic. Give me what you think that quarterback room looks like next year.
Well, Malik Murphy was behind the developmental curve due to his really junior season in high school in California getting canceled.
Because he didn't get to play.
Yeah. So they actually did play it, but it was a what do you call it? A shortened 6-game season, whatever. Right. So that was a struggle. Then his senior year, obviously they went to the state championship game and whatnot. But I think Malik committed at the time. Quinn was already committed as well, so he knew that he was QB2 for that class, knowing that he was kind of in it for the more long-term development game, right? So I think if there's any movement, it's going to be Hudson Card before it's Quinn Ewers or Malik Murphy, right? And then obviously Arch Manning committed to not a school, but to a coach, Coach Sark. So he's not going anywhere. That was long thought out. So in my opinion, it's if there's any movement, it will be Quinn Ewers, Malik Murphy, Arch Manning, with the idea of him redshirting. But now there's the rumor in the news of him being an early enrollee, so maybe that changes things, and maybe he's.
Okay. So that was always the take months ago.
Yeah.
And our one of the pundits of, we'll just call it Orange Bloods, came out and dropped the news like it was some breaking news, and as normal, it wasn't.
Yeah. Well, it was just convenient because it happened right after Quinn Ewers really struggled in the second half of that Oklahoma State game.
Right.
So it was
because they just want clickbait, man.
It's
so
clickbait.
stupid.
Yeah. That's
I'm
probably
not
what
going
it
to get
was,
on
for sure.
the rant again about that, but yeah, I think I'd like to. I think Hudson graduates this year. I think Hudson graduates anyway, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna. I mean, he's only got. He played as a true freshman, didn't he? Did he redshirt?
He did redshirt.
Did he redshirt? So he's got 2 years left.
He's got a COVID year. He's got a redshirt.
He's a redshirt sophomore right now.
Are you shitting me right now? Is he really?
I believe so.
Can you look that up? Can someone look that up and see what he is?
I'll double check and confirm. But he's the only one of the top 4 that wasn't recruited by Steve.
If that's the case, man, dude, he's straight up transferring, and I wish we're saying stuff we're speculating, and love Hudson to death, but
sophomore. I mean, on ESPN.
Holy cow! So he's got
he's a redshirt sophomore.
Got 2 years left. So he's got 2 years left
because he's got the COVID.
He's got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's
now
time
you're
for
looking
him to bounce, though.
That screams. SMU,
like I said, man,
where every backup quarterback goes from Texas.
We already saw a massive progression for him in just 3 games this year, right? Like week to week, and during Quinn's absence, he got a lot better. So, what is an extra year or two as the full-time starter with all that extra repetition? I think that bodes pretty well for Hudson Card, and I don't think he's in a bad position at all. It's
go to Houston and be in the Big 12 still and play against the
highly marketable guy. That dude,
absolutely,
he hasn't even peaked in his career yet. It's
with a quality resume too against like legitimate competition, you know. So yeah, but like I said, it really comes down to
and he's a warrior, dude. Like plays hurt, doesn't care, puts his body on the line for the team. Like that stuff is like that's stuff you can't measure on like a piece of paper. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
So cool. All right, so going into Kansas State, right? What do you want to see from the team? Obviously, you know, JP told us they're relaxed. Everybody's got a good mindset, this and that. Where are we at on what do we want to see? I mean, obviously you want a dub and all that jazz, but like, you know, we talked about this last week, and in reality of the situation, does Texas need a win here?
So
what's going to happen?
First, and it's going to be quick, and I'll pass it to JP. What I want to see is this Texas team not blow a second half lead and win a legitimate road game against a quality opponent. That's it. I want to see that. That's it. Go ahead, JP.
No, that's good. I mean, I'll elaborate a little bit on that. I agree with you 100%. I think that's what a lot of Longhorn Nation fans want to see. It goes back to what I said earlier. I think complementary football is the key to this game. Seeing what this Kansas State team was able to do to Oklahoma State was eye-opening, to be honest with you. It was really eye-opening. Yeah.
With their backup quarterback, you know?
With a backup quarterback. Yeah, no, and he's a talented guy. They've got a talented team. You know, and there's no secret who they're going to try to get the ball to as well. Deuce Vaughn, that dude can flat out play at the, you know, standing in boots. He's 5'6". Yeah. He's good.
Round Rock?
Yeah. Damn good.
Yeah,
so
that is actually on the Dallas Cowboys coaching staff, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
That guy knows a little bit about football.
Yeah. Complementary football, and then again, like you guys said, I think I'd like to see, you know, it's the opposite of what I said before the Oklahoma State game, but I'd like to see a quick game. I want to see just pound the rock.
Absolutely.
Let's get 2 guys going. You know, 2 guys with 100+ yards rushing. I don't say it as much as I should, maybe because I'm biased because I've met Keelan off the field, and he's a really good dude. But I would love to see Keelan Robinson get the ball more. He's so electric when he's got the ball. That dude's got game-changing speed. He does.
He's averaging like a ridiculous yards per carry.
It doesn't make sense so he doesn't get more.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see him, you know, get the ball, maybe out of the backfield on some wheel routes. The same route that they run with Bijan, it works with Bijan, and Keelan's only faster. So I'd love to see Keelan on a wheel route, more outside zone. And then defensively, I think really just finishing at the defensive line position. Those guys are doing an amazing job of getting back there. I mean, as far as pressures go, we're like elite in like the almost getting sacked right now.
I've seen those statistics.
I'm talking like elite at almost getting sacks. It's incredible. Yeah. So I'd love to see these guys get the quarterback down, and not, you know, it's going to be a sack and then it's a 15-yard gain across the middle of the field. So we'd love to see those edge rushers and those middle guys come and get them down.
Yeah.
I want to see us get off the field on third downs. And let's not have some 3 and outs in pivotal, you know, areas, right? Let's if they're dropping 8, run the ball. If they're pressuring the box, let's do some quick slants. Let's get, you know, Whittington the ball. Let's get Red the ball. Hopefully Red doesn't lose it on the sideline this week. You know, the other thing too though is like, give all these receivers. Where's Troy O'Meara? That guy.
That's something that nobody really has an answer for right now.
What is going on?
It's not even where's Troy. It's where is the rotation of anybody else that can spell Xavier Worthy and Jordan Whittington. Like Jordan Whittington, he can't he can't even be in the slot. When
Can
we're
we,
11
can we
personnel.
talk about, like, I'm happy he's healthy. I'm happy Jordan's still healthy.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Man, you gotta rotate.
He's just so pivotal outside of the pass game, though. I mean, if you really pay attention to his game, a lot of Bijan's runs, a lot of these big runs that we're getting on these quick screens are they're following Jordan Whittington's block. So that dude, even though we might have not seeing the ball maybe as much, he is a huge part of the game with his effort down the field blocking. His second level blocks. I mean, that dude's pancaked more damn DBs this year than I can count.
Which is great, but you've got two other receivers that are usually on the field at the same time. So, like,
that's true.
Here's my thing. Before Troy Omeire tore twice he tore his ACL, is that right? Back-to-back years. The guy was, like, catching everything. He was, like, the next Colin Johnson.
He took over camp in 2020 and was taking Brennan Eagles' spot, starting over Brennan Eagles, who ended up getting signed to an NFL roster that year as a true freshman, Troy Omeire.
Yeah,
So
and then
a lot of fans were pumped to see it.
He's healthy.
Yeah.
Why is he not? Like, what happened?
Oh, I thought he was still hurt. I didn't know he was available to play.
He was good midsummer. I actually talked to him a little bit, and he was giving me periodic updates and saying, I think I'm targeting mid to late summer being 100%, and that was the case. And he's been on the sideline, active, ready to go. Just
not tracking that. I thought this dude was still hurt.
Dude,
I'm pretty sure he's hurt.
He's played in garbage time in like 2 games this year.
Yeah, he has one catch. He has one catch this season.
Like, that's
an ACL.
I get it, man.
We don't know where he's at athletically.
Right. Well, I get that. All I'm saying is like there are some other studs, right? I mean, Brennan Thompson is freaking 5'8" and the neck runs like Tyreek. Find ways to get these guys. Like Landon said, 4 games left. Screw it. Right?
Yeah.
Just put him in. Even if it's a run play, put him in and let him get the experience of like going and trying to block. See what you got.
Yep. Yeah, I totally agree. I want to get your guys' thoughts on 2 things real quick. Do you think Texas is best suited with a 3-down front defensively or a 4-down front? And I have my answer, so I can start if you guys want me to. But just based on JP, you mentioned, we're not getting pressure on the quarterback, right? So now, obviously, if Adrian Martinez does play, which he was a game-time decision before last week's game against Oklahoma State. He obviously didn't. But they're going to go – it's an option run team with Adrian Martinez. He's elite at it. He can do that very well, right?
We're going to get annihilated.
With Will Howard, on the other hand, there's a lot of fans out there that are saying even if Adrian Martinez is healthy and ready to go, he should be the starter because he came out and threw the football all over the yard for the last 2 weeks and was a top 10 guy in the country both weeks in QBR. So now it's like there's this QB conundrum in Manhattan, which makes me think, knowing the timeline last week, he almost played, Adrian Martinez, that is. I think we're going to see a healthy dose of both guys, honestly. I really do. So with that in mind, and our lack of ability to get pressure on the quarterback, can we just stick to a 3-down front, which that's our deepest, like the interior defensive line is our deepest and most experienced group of guys. Yeah. And then just put a bigger body in there. Like Jalen
Here's my response.
Add another big body in the box and let's go stop the run, man.
Yeah. Or here's an idea. Do your 3-man front and move Overshown around the field. Put him at linebacker. Put him at right end. Put him at left end. Put him blitzing. Do anything. And put him as Micah Parsons. That's all you got to do. Put him as Micah Parsons. Or put Ford as Micah. It doesn't matter. But you're blitzing corners off the edge. Is Ryan Watt going to be healthy? Right? Ryan Watts. Is he healthy? Is he playing? If not, you've got to figure. If not, you're going to have to do rush 3 and hope that someone can get through, right? But you're going to have to blitz to get in. But even then, like JP said, we're the most elite team on the almost sacks. Excuse me. We've got 40 of them, but
a ton of pressures. But we have
no sacks, but not a ton of sacks. And so also, and I'm just going to throw this out there too, maybe there'll be some penalties called. against the offense when our defense is on the field. That'd be ideal as well.
I'd be shocked, but maybe, yeah. I'd be shocked.
Yeah. No, I like your idea though, Landon. I like the idea. We've got you bring up a good point with the depth that we've got at defensive line, and
that's your deepest unit.
Like you've got to have. We all know the nose guard is going to be big, but if you're going to run that 3 down front, you're going to have guys running 4 eyes. Who are going to be the speed. It's a physical position. The 4 eye is not a fancy. It's not a fancy position to be in. You're not going to make a lot of plays because you're going to just be.
Which is basically, for fans that don't know, right? It's off the inside shoulder of the tackle, that's the 4 eye.
Yeah. So and we've got the guys to do it. I mean, you got Keandre Coburn at the nose, and then you can go Byron Murphy. You can go T Sweat. You can go T Sweat. You can go Alfred Collins. There's a few guys.
And then Moro Ojimo.
Moro. Thank you. I totally forgot about Moro. Blocked him enough. I should have remembered him. But you got guys that can play. He's a hard dude to block. Longhorn fans. Yeah. That is a freak of nature out of Katy High School.
So the what we're saying is to basically eliminate having 2 pass rush types on the edges in a 4 down front. Just have 3 big body run stuffing body types up there, which there's 5 of them that you're rotating in and out anyway. So let your best, get as many guys out there as you can that are your most deep unit and most physical unit. So Keandre Coburn, Byron Murphy, Alfred Collins, Moro Ojimo, Devondre Sweat. That's 5 dudes that can plug the middle of your defense. So you've got 1 extra big body, basically, that's allocated to stop the run. And then let everybody else just eat up space and just go be athletes and wrap up. Fly to the football. So
wrap up is a key. The key. Make the tackles. Again, though, like if you're going to fall back in 3rd downs into a zone, have someone spy the quarterback. I'm telling you right now, if Martinez plays and they run the option, I am terrified. Just because of the way that they ran Oklahoma and these other teams that ran. He's a Wildcat.
Monster
it is.
Space, dude.
I'm just saying, man. Like, obviously, like my favorite text in our group chat last week was when Enchilada was like, "Man, Oklahoma State, what the hell?" And my response was, "Well, yeah, everybody comes to play against Texas." And he was like, "Thank you, Mike, for the riveting analysis that you have just provided for all of us." But then I could.
It is true.
I hadn't even looked at the score, and it was like 40-0, and I was like, "What is going on? I didn't even watch the game. What happened? I didn't even watch the game."
That's just that's an Oklahoma State team that played in overtime against TCU, and then they immediately got up for their biggest game of the year against Texas. That's probably not. I don't know. I sound stupid for saying that. But
well, Oklahoma's probably it's just right there with it.
Yeah. But they treat that like JP is saying, right? It's a big deal when Texas comes to town. Right? Everybody hates us. That's how it is. But and then the best team, arguably outside of TCU, that's a tough 3-week stretch. So.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man,
we're in the same one.
Yeah.
We're in the same stretch, man. We're in that same stretch. Let's talk before we start talking about we don't have to pick a score this time. We'll just pick if we win or lose. Let's talk about how exciting though it is when A&M loses, who are now 3-5.
Yeah.
Who are now 3-5. Jimbo is. First of all, can we talk about Jimbo's son? I don't want to just rag on the kid, but have you seen his wardrobe?
It's pretty embarrassing.
I mean, he's wearing a jersey. He's got 13 chains. He's got a backwards hat. I think he's a kicker. He's actually a really good kicker. I got to give props to you. That dude's nailing like 55 yards, like without a T in high school. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah. He basically, I don't know if I could even get in trouble for saying this. I honestly don't care really. A&M fans would do the same to us. So he looks like basically if a Backstreet Boy and a Yell leader had a baby.
Stop it.
That's what I think of when I see him, personally.
Solid.
I don't know the kid. It's, I feel terrible casting judgment, but, when you dress like that, you are leaving yourself susceptible. So
I feel like you're bringing the attention to it. Like, I saw something on Twitter, like, oh, there's someone attacking me again. It's like, dude, I know you're a high school kid. But, like, they have a good play. And he's like, Yeah, he's like I think he's a senior in high school. Congratulations, you just made fun of a high school kid. I hope you feel good.
Yeah, see, shame on me, man. See, that's you guys toss me the oop, and hey.
You just windmilled it.
You brought the house down. You brought the house down.
Yeah.
What is that? Jordan versus Bird, just going down the sideline and two pixeled slam dunking windmill. So good job, Dave.
He's probably a nice kid. He's probably a nice kid.
I'm sure he's a really good kid, but I'm just saying, like, the kid's running around on the sidelines. I mean, that might be actually a pretty cool life if my dad was a coach.
I'd be doing the same thing, low-key.
But Jimbo's attitude, man, like, when he gets done talking after, like, games, he's like, he recaps the game, and then he, like, well, it's a good game. You know, we got a good kid. It looks like they got a quarterback down there now, right? Haynes King isn't it. We all see that. He's the 5-star prodigy. He is not, or he's just not being taught well enough in there. That transfer in, he's lost his job. It's going to be the true freshman's job from now until he either transfers out and Kyler Murray's it or whatever. But I do like seeing them lose, and I don't know because I think they have Is it LSU this week? Is it LSU week?
No, it's not LSU. It's LSU Bama this week, isn't it?
It is LSU Bama. Who do they have this week?
Georgia?
They've got Tennessee, Georgia, by the way.
That's going to be
that's a banger.
That's going to be a great game.
Legit. Holy cow, they look good.
That dude's good. The quarterback is incredible.
Someone pull up Texas A&M schedule.
I want to just guess.
I don't want to taint my phone with anything A&M related, so I'm honestly not going to do that.
So they have Florida at home, which is a toss-up, in my opinion.
It's probably an L for them.
Then they've got at Auburn, which we've seen this season where teams fire coaches and all of a sudden they start rattling off some wins, right? Yeah. Like let's really get it together. Couldn't figure out why you couldn't come as a team with your coach. Then they've got a really. This one almost made me throw up. Excuse me. A really hard game. I just don't know how they're going to handle UMass on November 19th. Just
UMass?
UMass on the SEC.
Never heard of them.
And I'm sure that Texas will do it, but like when you schedule these like pancake games at the end of the year, you know what I mean? Like the SEC is just murderer's row. Get out. And then they close out with LSU, by the way.
That should be a loss.
November 26th. I think that's on Thanksgiving.
I think I heard 5 L's.
Could you imagine?
You might not have even named 5.
They've got to
games.
win. They've got to win 3 of those to make a bowl.
No.
Yeah.
Good luck to you.
Happening. Go 5-7. You'll be all right.
Good luck to you.
Build character. Trust me.
That's the best line. JP is the best line. He's like the only reason because I did it 4 times.
I did it for one time.
Okay. Well, we've dealt with it 4 times.
That Christmas break was pretty awesome, though. I'm not going to lie.
Well, we're glad you had a great Christmas break, JP. We really feel like your family just loves you for it. It really brought y'all closer.
I actually got mono over Christmas break, so it was not a good.
Because you were making out with random chicks. Great job. Before you had your girlfriend. Good job.
At the Delt house. It was I forgot what was it. It was
were you in a fraternity?
Absolutely not.
Were you, Landon?
Yeah, the elite football fraternity. Duh.
Oh, duh, bro.
I was
in the pancake house.
I was in the pancake. I know the good frats. They're awesome. They take care of you, but I was not in one. Kermit made it clear. If you're on scholarship, you cannot be in a frat, whatever. I was like, all right.
Why is that?
It's the way it should be. You can't have a conflict of interest.
Yeah. And Herman's just he's a Herman, so.
He's a Herman.
In my opinion, if you're an athlete, it requires too much of your time and energy to be to be good. Anyways, you have you don't have time to. Yeah,
I'm not a frat guy.
I respect the walk-ons that did it because the walk-ons would be like if they're a freshman walk-on, they'd have to do, I guess, rush. Is that what it's called, or pledgeship, whatever the hell they call it. They
it's
do
called rush.
That during fall camp. Oh, dude. I mean, those dudes are some
That's hell.
warriors.
Yeah, that's hell.
Warriors. I'm talking like getting, belligerent and then going to a 2.5-hour fall camp practice the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nah,
but how
if
much
you're-
practice are the walk-ons doing? Are they doing like a ton?
Pretty bad, though. I'm not going to lie. I mean, you're holding those bags and whatnot, and you're kind of just like the practice dummy. Like, that is like, I mean,
We're doing
I was on
scout team work
my
too, right?
freshman year. Yeah, I was on scout team my freshman year too. So it's a grind. It's a grind. But, it's the price you pay. So
The price you pay to want to walk on at Texas.
I will say
Okay.
that is walk on you. If you're watching this and thinking about it, do it. Absolutely. You get treated like gold as a walk on in Texas. I will say that.
Yeah. Yep.
Do you really?
Absolutely. Those dudes get treated well, as they should too. As they should. Not
Absolutely,
like
they
they're
should,
yeah.
As they should.
Yeah,
Okay,
if you're an athlete, you can't have your priorities in other places. Otherwise, no business being on the team anyways. That's just my thought.
Bore me. Okay. Just bore me with your semantics.
You want Quinn Ewers getting hammered every weeknight with a fraternity?
You don't think these boys,
Does that make you feel good as a fan?
JP, did you or did you not get hammered during the week not being in a fraternity?
Nah, hey.
During the week, no. During the week, no.
But still, it's not just. I don't care what you do in your free time, in your alone time. But I'm saying,
Okay, so
at
what's
the very
the difference
least,
for these
at the
kids
very
that they
least,
wanna be
at the
a
very
frat?
least, you're bonding with your brothers, the guys that you go to war with every single day.
Yes, frat
there
boys.
could-
We were
there
talking
could be-
about. Those are the guys in the wedding, my guy. Those are the ones that are there.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
God.
The guys in the
Get
wedding
it.
are teammates. I'm going on my fourth groomsman wedding in March. So,
Same here. Yeah, bro.
Landon
Yo.
and I can't wait to be invited to your wedding.
It's going to be a
We
banger.
don't need to.
So.
We just want to be
Hey,
the flower
I'm a
boys.
good
That's
time
what
at
we want to
weddings.
be.
I'm looking at that right now.
Okay, but you guys are in your 20s. It's wedding like the next like half decade for you is going to be wedding central, where you got to go to like 20 weddings. Especially if you're married or dating someone, and then like if you're the cool guy, you're like in them all, right? And they're like, "Oh, we want you in the wedding because we want you at the bachelor party," and you're like, "Golly, this gets expensive, dude."
Yeah.
When you get up to
wedding in March, second
when you
round
get-
draft pick wedding. So
All my friends are already married mostly. So.
where's that going to be at? Is that in
it's in
Texas?
Austin. It's in Austin. So
Oh, there you go. Uber home.
something like that.
Uber
But
home.
I can't imagine what that wedding's going to be like. So we're going to Mexico.
I'll give you. Here's what happens when you get older. So we had. I won't name any names. We got
What
married.
happens when you
October
get
19th.
older is your bladder shrinks and you got to take a leak.
You can go pee-pee. You don't have to be here for this story. So we get married October 19th, 2019. My wife's best friend was supposed to get married 4th of July, the same year. First of all, it's very selfish. Anybody that gets married on a holiday, beyond selfish. Secondly, they then changed their wedding to 2 weeks after ours. Now, mind you, my wife and I are in Switzerland. We're honeymooning. It's great. We have to cut that short. Fly to Mexico. Go to the Rat Packs Hotel in La Paz. We're there for 5 days. This is like a $400,000 wedding, right?
Oh my god!
$500,000 wedding. Fireworks as they get married. We're at the Rat Packs, like I said, their old hotel in La Paz. Da 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 da. They get divorced a year later, right? So they were married a year, maybe more. Best friend is now dating another dude who's 4 years younger, who's never been married, wants to get married, have a wedding. And I'm over here like, we having a backyard wedding? You want me to get the Franklins? I'll get the Franklins, have a little backyard, save some money, do your thing. When you get to be my age, which you guys, like I said, in your 20s, the second weddings start coming around, or like the friends that have been holding out, those are the ones where it's just more of like, hey, you want to go to Hawaii and stand there next to us? Like, we aren't going to have groomsmen. We're just going to party. That's what you get to look forward to. But don't get me wrong. You're going to have a lot of fun at all these weddings. But like I said, Landon and I cannot wait for our invite to your wedding as the flower guys to just throw the flowers out, and then we will, and then we will record. We will record a episode of the show during your wedding in the back, and we'll be like, and there's a Will J
Play-by-play.
cry
Play-by-play
The over
analysis.
under play by play.
Billy cry.
Ooh. Oh, will he cry? Oh, I see some tears. I see. Oh, he's blocking her. I'm not quite sure the hand technique is what coach. That'd be pretty funny. We can get interviews. We do interviews from all your boys that you played with. Be like, so tell us about your dates. Oh my God, dude, that would be hands down the best show. We can't wait. Even if we don't look, just an invite, and we understand. Like Landon can attest to this. There's an A list, a B list, and a C list. We get it. We're on the C list right now. We're trying to work our way up to that B list, so that when some of the A list can't make it, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, Mike and Landon, they'll be each other's plus ones. Okay, you don't have to worry about extra plates. You know what I'm saying?
We'll be the last minute sympathy invites, but that's all right. We'll still be there having
because we'll already have our suits. We'll be texting individually, be like, "You got your suit? What color's your suit?" Oh man,
no, I'm wearing a dress. If I'm a flower guy, I'm wearing a dress.
Bro, we don't subject to what's the word I'm looking for? God, what do they say?
They
them. We're they them.
They them.
We're they them.
All right. Let's reel this back in. Any closing thoughts? Any closing thoughts?
I said we weren't going to. Give me your score for the game.
Oh, this is a tough one.
Oh, I'm going to sit this one out. Go ahead, JP.
I was going to sit it out, but I'll do something. I've been 0 for 2, and it has been a bad 0 for 2.
Can we start by saying somehow Texas is the favorite on the road against the 13th ranked team in the country?
Started at -1.5 and went to 3, dude.
Vegas like
going
Texas.
on, man. I don't like it.
I'm taking.
I love it. I think K-State's screwed.
I don't. I'll start. I'll start to be the bad guy. I don't think we win this game. In all honesty, I think. I really want us to, but I really don't think we're going to win. I think it's probably going to be something like.
You think it's an ass kicking?
Like I don't know, man. I'm going to say 38-30. Like probably a 2-score game in the second half, and we got to try and come back. I'm hoping by saying that I'm wrong and that everyone could shit on me, but I'm just being a realist. Okay? Right. Sometimes I just want someone to poop on my chest. Name that movie.
I can't. I'm not a movie watcher.
Oh, come on, man. There's one of those spoofs from God with the blue truck and the I don't want your life, Dawson's Creek guy.
No idea.
This has been a great talk, dude. I'm really glad I do this show with a bunch of young mother effers that don't understand anything.
All right.
So, yeah, I think 38-30 Kansas State. I think that the fan base will then lose its mind, and I'll come back on here and rant afterwards that it's still year 2. So I'm going to say 38-30 Kansas State with maybe I can come back on here and just be wrong and eat crow.
Okay. I guess I'll go ahead and go. I've actually talked myself into Texas winning just during this last 45 seconds in my head. Okay, this is how it goes, right? Vegas, they're going to be right this time. Okay, Texas is a favorite for a reason. They had a chance to regroup. It took our worst, astronomically terrible, bad, horseshit effort for a top 10 team in the country on the road last time out in Oklahoma State to beat us, right? So I'm going to say that complete meltdown in the second half actually won't happen again this week. And Texas is going to win 37-33. Remember, like I said, 40-point offense most of the time with Steve Sarkisian when things are going well. So they almost get to that mark this week, and they get their first road win against a ranked team under Steve Sarkisian.
I love it, Landon. I'm with you. I think the Longhorns win this game. I think it's the opposite of what happened in Oklahoma State. I think it starts out slow for us. I think a road game, 6 o'clock in Manhattan. I've been there before. It is a tough atmosphere to play in. But I think it's a slow developing game. I think we go into the half down by 3 points to a touchdown, and then I think we end up winning. I'm going to go 38-31 Horns, but I think a second half adjustment comes out. We calm down and we pull through in the fourth.
Here's the best part about this. When we come back here next Wednesday, either 2 people are going to be right and one person will be wrong, or it'll be a reverse Oreo and me just pissing all over their faces and saying, I was right, you son of a bitches.
See,
All right.
you'd rather be right than Texas win. That's a shame.
I'd rather be wrong, in all honesty. I really would. I don't want to have to go on here and be like, well, guys, I was right. I really would like to see us. I'd really like to see us get this win, get the ball eligible, and then let's just really get the momentum going. Get those extra practices with Quinn and some of those younger guys.
So they don't hear. We've got to get the seniors to a bowl game after this. They have to win this game, so we don't hear that shit. God. Oh.
I just don't want to hear about another player-led meeting. Honestly, like just play well, so we don't have to hear about.
I don't want to hear from the obnoxious quote unquote beat reporters for Texas. Like I just am so Kurt Bowles, you wear me out. Like Eric inside Texas, like all of them. You guys just relax. I understand you need clicks. That's how you get your money, but it's obnoxious. All right, guys, that's it. Say goodbye. Say your
goodbye and hook 'em, as always.
Go to List ATX, pull up. You'll see me there, and I'm beautiful looking. So come see me.
Did you just selfless plug at the end of our show?
Did I selfless plug? Is that what that is?
Whoa. Okay, go to laststandhats.com. We've got new vests. We've got new hats. Like, go watch the Lando show on TikTok.
Go to the Lando show.
The hell was that?
I make cool videos. And I spit facts.
Yeah, are you getting paid for that? Are you getting free memberships? Anyway, go see the gym. Send me some workout stuff. I'm getting fat. All right, guys. We'll see you later.
Lando show.
Hook 'em.